Well, this is going to be a fun one. I went from one of the most basic classes to main that I already have a ton of experience with to one of the most complicated, highest skill ceiling classes in the goddamn game. I'm just gonna say it right now. The gameplay in this video is most probably going to be pretty bad. So yeah, there's that. Well, fuck it. Here goes nothing. Well, I did a parody of Mr. Paladin once. Does that count? No? Okay. Alright then, my actual experience with Spy consists 100% of playing pubs back in 2010. Back then I was still fairly new to the game, and I was solely pubbing. And of course I was trying out all the different classes, and Spy seemed rad as fuck. I got decent at him in pubs back in 2010, and by decent I mean 500 hours, no clue what I'm actually doing decent. And after that I have basically not played Spy since that. I tried him out once in a Highlander lobby and I hated it. So I am not sure how nice this experience is going to be for me. I kinda have to start from scratch, all while going balls deep straight into competitive matches. But for your enjoyment, I will torment myself. When I explained all of this for maining Scout, 90% of it was from my own memory, since I knew basically everything that was to know about how to main Scout. This time it's the exact opposite side of the spectrum. The only thing I know about what's the Spy's job in competitive is really just he stabs stuff in back. He sap stuff with thing. He smoke the cigarette. But luckily a really kind viewer of mine left a really helpful comment in the previous episode, explaining a lot of the Spy's tasks. So I just want to give a big thanks to Matt Jusserand. Thank you for leaving this very helpful comment that probably spared me a couple of hours of research. So what is the Spy's job? Well, I can tell you it's a lot more complicated than the Scout's job. You need to check what medigun the enemy medic is using by disguising as him in the beginning of every round and switching to your sapper. Disguise as members of your own team sometimes when using the dead ringer, so that the enemy team may get some wrong intel on who they have killed. Anticipate the enemy's movements, try to think like you're a part of the enemy team. Create paranoia and be a diversion, so that your team can push the enemies harder. To create paranoia, try to stay alive as long as you can. Locate ammo packs to refill your watch. Fall into a circle motion. After every stab or fail, go back to moving in a circle. It's okay if you die if you take important classes with you, like German medical dude, New Zealand crazed gunman, or a black diversity character. Trick stabs are rad as fuck, and they sure work well on clueless free-to-plays on casual servers, but don't use them in competitive unless it's absolutely necessary. Always try to kill the sniper. If the sniper is wearing a razorback, you can pick him up from afar with your ambassador. Using this fucker is hard as shit, but it's really important in competitive play, so you're just gonna have to swallow that shit and get used to it. Your disguise needs to be convincing. A lot of people when playing Spy both in pubs and competitive either always move out of the spawn disguised as an enemy pyro, as if he, she, it is the only class the enemy is going to ignore. And while we're on that subject, you won't very often see a pyro being behind everyone else, they're usually on the front. So if you're behind the enemy team, disguise as a spy or a sniper. Try not to be seen, even if you are disguised. Players with any amount of experience in competitive Highlander will spot you as a spy within seconds, and you'll be nothing but a burning pile of French ashes at the end of it. You can help your team push by calling them in with or without Uber when it's clear. Because you're mostly behind the enemy team, you have a lot of important information. You can tell your team when you're sapping, and a well-coordinated push can crush the enemy team faster than you can say, "Are you copying Leafy here?" Well, that was a mouthful. A mouthful of dick. Thanks again to Matt Jusserand. A lot of that was taken straight from his comment, so thank you, you're awesome. And the loadout for Spy in Highlander is the Ambassador, commonly referred to as the Ambi. Ambi sounds like a Hispanic cleaning lady or something. What? The stock revolver? Or the L'étranger? L'étranger. Oh. The stock sapper, the stock knife or the spicicle, and all watches are viable options. Practicing in training is fairly different from scout to spy as well. For starters, I didn't know shit about how to practice as spy to begin with. But as I said earlier, being able to hit with the ambassador is really important in Highlander. So what you need to do is go onto some casual or community server and just learn to hit headshots with it. And golly Jesus Christ on a stick did I need to practice. I don't get it. My aim is decent with all the other hit scan classes. My sniper aim is alright. But as soon as I need to just hit some heads with a goddamn revolver, all of a sudden I aim like a retarded baby goat! I got a little bit better with it, but when it came to using it in practice in competitive matches, most of the time I stood so close to the sniper, he started asking for some personal space, and I still missed the headshot. But using the stock revolver is by no means useless, and no, I'm not just saying that because that's the only one I can hit with. It doesn't have the cooldown that the ambi has, so you can deal out damage a lot quicker, and it is pretty damn vital. A lot of pub spies tend to never use their revolver at all, and get themselves killed because of it. Pulling out your revolver when you're being chased down is absolutely something you should get used to doing. But when it comes to the stabbing part, there isn't really any other way to practice than to just play Highlander. Practice makes perfect. Hakuna Matata. Arbeit macht frei. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I did not enjoy this. I don't know what it is about the spy, but I just suck at him. I suck at him like I suck on a big throbbing black dick. It's just impossible to me. I try to backstab someone, they see me and I get killed. I try to headshot someone, something just fucking kills me. I try to walk forward, some shit that isn't even in TF2 appears from a fucking portal and pulls my dick off. Ugh. Okay, to be clear, I get why people enjoy playing spy. I can really see that if you take the time to get really good at spy, it's a lot of fun to play. But the thing is, I'm not having fun playing as him. At the very last day of the challenge, I will admit that I started seeing some improvements in my play, and had a lot more fun with playing as a result. But it still wasn't fun enough for me to dedicate a lot more time into this class. Sure, I'll go spy in casual from time to time if it's needed, but never again in competitive. Never again. And I have no problem dedicating a lot of time to get good at classes in TF2. I've had my periods of playing a shit ton of sniper, soldier, scout, engineer, demo. Well, I still suck ass at demo. But I'm still having fun trying to get better as him. With spy, I'm just bad as shit. I improved a little bit over the span of a single week, but I still didn't have a lot of fun doing it. And it's really weird, because I fucking love stealth games. It's like my favorite genre of single player games. Hell, Metal Gear Solid is my favorite game series of all time. So, shouldn't I enjoy having to use stealth, finesse and my smarty little brain to outsmart the other players in TF2 as well? I'm not sure, maybe it only applies to me for single player games. And I think a part of the problem is that when playing competitive spy, people are constantly after you. You need to always be at your best or you're gonna die. The second someone sees you disguised, they will blast the fuck out of you. And you remember when I said you should create paranoia? Well, everyone are constantly paranoid after you get your first kill. I got some one-off kills here and there, but I generally died after getting a single pick. And it's not like I don't know what to do in theory. I wrote it all down and said it to you, remember? But in practice, I'm just shit. I don't know how this episode will be informative or helpful to anyone. All you really learned is that I both suck at this class and I don't enjoy playing him. Well, anyways, after a week of playing spy, I played 16 games of Highlander, of which I won 6, lost 10, and yes, I do think at least half of those losses were because of me. And 1 draw. I also had 200 kills, 296 deaths, 138 backstabs and 28 headshots. So yeah, not my finest hour. Hey guys, now it's time to pick the next class, but it's not gonna be next week, because it's Christmas now. I really want to get like a little break, be with my family and shit. So it's gonna be in like 2 weeks or something, after Christmas vacation and all that shit. But yeah, how are we gonna choose the next class? Well, I got this suggestion that I really liked. Get 9 papers, he says, but it's actually 7 papers because we've already done 2 classes. And write the names of all the mercenaries on the papers and then start burning them. And whichever paper burns the longest is the next class. So yeah, let's go burn some shit. Okay, so we are outside. It's fucking raining. I can't burn this inside. I don't want to burn down my fucking house. And I have to do it on the ground, and it's raining as well. So and it's fucking cold as shit. But we're gonna do this, and I'm not gonna burn them one by one. That would take fucking forever. Fucking wind. This is not working very well. Well, this didn't work for shit. Well, that didn't work for shit. My fingers smell like burnt shit. And I even forgot one of the notes inside, so it didn't matter anyway. So, I guess we spin the fucking names on a thing. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna main Pyro for a week. That's gonna be fun. Pyro is hard, right? Pyro is a skillful class, right? Pyro is a challenging class!